What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel and to my FIFA 21 Team of the Week prediction series, consisting of me just chatting about what's to come for the game as usual, explaining which players I expect to see featured throughout the weeks to come, you know, how the cards might look, and most importantly how they might affect the market. Obviously the transfer market with all these live transfers going on in FIFA, kind of hectic and fluctuates a lot of the time, a lot of market crashes, and then as they start to rise again, these new promos, these new SBCs and objectives come out with certain requirements that just mess it all up. And obviously everyone knows that's EA kind of controlling the market, but of course with these cards coming out, this is what I'm discussing, you know, these predictions, players to expect. And so just before we actually get into the video and the predictions at hand, for those who don't already know, this is a weekly series, so if you do go on to enjoy the video today, make sure, as always, that if you haven't subscribed already to the channel, make sure to do so with your notifications on to never miss any videos. And then obviously if you're interested in my socials, they'll be in the description box down below as well. And with all that out the way, we will actually get on with the predictions now, and obviously starting with the benches as typically the lesser important section, just to ease us into the video. For anyone who's new, just so it's pretty simple. And starting with the first four on the bench being Janssen, Hunemeyer, I'm not sure how to say a lot of these names, Tavernier, who I do know, and then Kessie. We'll start with the Englishman, the Rangers fullback, as he helped keep a clean sheet for the Rangers, and you know, he did actually bag one for himself, which is kind of fair enough. The keeper had been the man of the match on screen, and same with the other two in that they were standout performers for their side. The Paderborn defender mostly having scored not once but twice, I believe, as a centre back, which of course is huge for any defender, never mind some newly promoted German league team. And then the AC Milan midfielder, as you can see, you know, a pretty nice card I'd say, but do bear in mind could also be Ibra for his second in form, where he did score 2 goals I believe, so it's still definitely possible. But the way that EA have gone around with all these upgrades, these team at weeks, these promo cards, they tend to not double up, at least not straight away, because there's a lot of time in the year to get more special cards and you don't want to make the others redundant. So you know, when you see a Ronaldo playing really well in real life, unless he gets a hat-trick or more, he's probably not going to be in, and that's so that they can make space for all the promo cards that he's going to get. But I suppose it doesn't really apply to an Ibra card. He's only like 83 rated normally, and he's already got one in form. Could be a second, we'll have to see. But like I said, I threw Kessie in there and it would be a pretty nice card, I'd say. As we move over and on to the next lot in Velote, Callum Wilson, now of Newcastle. A lot of people are pretty fond of this guy, and I'd say I am too. You know, he's very fast, pretty decent striker, Premier League proven. Obviously got relegated with Bournemouth, but weeks later he's joined back in the Prem with Newcastle. A pretty good signing for them, I'd say. And then lastly for the screening, Luis Muriel of Atalanta. Also a very good player, and he was in one of my Team of the Week predictions a couple weeks back, where he was playing at left wing and he got like 2 goals and an assist, and he somehow didn't feature. So I wouldn't be surprised if they miss him again, but I would say that Muriel, the Atalanta attacker, does deserve to be in here, and he would be a striker this week as well, so he'd be even more useful. Pretty sweaty cards, I'd say. I'm pretty sure he is 4-star, bit pace, bit dribbling, decent shooting considering that he's a striker. But as we move you know, onwards with the bench done, and we'll go on to the starting 11 now, but obviously starting with the goalkeeper spot in Consigli of Sassuolo, I believe, with the Italian shot stopper again starring for his side, and it's definitely not the first time either. Where would they be without him? Between the sticks? I guess no one truly know, but he's not playing for the most decorated side, so obviously the keeper does get a lot more recognition in those sort of teams, though that's nothing to take away from it. He is one of the better Serie A goalkeepers, and this week having made like 6 or 7 saves, I believe maybe even a penalty save, correct me if I'm wrong on that, and did obviously live up to a bit of hype for this game, definitely saved them. He definitely deserves to be in this team for me, you know, especially with how Team of the Week for keepers work, in that it's solely about the amount of saves that they make, and depending on the scoreline, ideally when the keeper's clean sheet like this guy did. So I expect to see him in the team, maybe on the bench if there's somebody bigger, a different name that maybe gets into starting 11 ahead of him. And just a quick jump over to the new little addition I'd say to this series in the Silver Stars idea, and this obviously will be my prediction for it, and I'll do this throughout the weeks now as it's pretty new. This week been Bio of Totw. Nice pace and physicals, though I can't say I'm a massive fan of the whole idea and this addition to foot, and you know, a lot of players do like it, and I have to merit them in some sense just because they're actually trying. It's just not particularly exciting, to be honest, not really important in terms of actually trying to boost my ultimate team, so I won't see myself doing absolutely any of these silver stars. But yeah, like I said, I thought I'd throw him in there because it is actually to do with the team of the week, hence why it's a silver team of the week. I thought they just randomly picked that card design, but no, it's to do with how well they've played, but they're not really important, so why not give them really juiced stats as silver stars? We saw silver stars at the end of last year, towards the end at least, but it wasn't too exciting. Again, it was more, they just tried to throw in these super juice cards, but nobody really cared because they weren't that good. But at least this year there's a tournament solely about silvers, and so they qualify as silvers despite having gold or even higher level stats. But as we move now up on to the defense up ahead and just in front with Tyson, who, yes, you're probably thinking, why is he a left wing back? Of course, he is typically a midfielder / attacker, but recently having played to a 9.1, I believe the match rating was, for Shakhtar Donetsk, and the Brazilian did get himself a brace, so you can't really argue with it, despite him obviously playing a bit further back himself, and Mats Hummels next to him of Dortmund, BVB if you want to be fancy, also bagging a brace for his side. The German scoring once again, making him one of their top scorers at the moment, and making him almost undeniable in terms of being a candidate for this team. Alongside a more questionable selection, I'd say, one that's quite doubted by me, but I just thought I'd throw him in there. If he does get a card, everyone's going to be excited about it, so why not throw him in anyway? It wouldn't harm anyone. But as you can see with Kyle Walker, it could also be Semedo, up his ones to watch and whatnot, but I did opt for Walker on the basis that he did score the winner for City, where Semedo only kept a clean sheet, did get man at match, didn't actually assist or score, so I don't know. But of course, Walker's goal was very nice. It was a very nice solo goal, a long shot across the keeper and along the floor, and like I said, it was a 1-0 winner, so fair play to him, I guess. But with the midfielding few up next, as typically the best set of players, as I always say, but I have to mention this week again has to be an anomaly, despite it being true that midfielders usually do get the best bunch in terms of being exciting cards. But obviously I am going to start with who's on screen, as you can see, and we do have Tello of Real Betis, James Ward-Prowse of Southampton for his amazing performance on the weekend, and I'll go into that now with the Saints leading with 2 individual free kick goals from James Ward-Prowse, and quite interesting as well. He broke a couple records, or at least since it was last done. Quite impressive. 2 free kick goals, you know, I don't even see that in FIFA, in Ultimate Team, never mind in real life. And yeah, like I said, they were both scored by him. He also got an assist just to top it all off, and involving himself in all 3 goals ultimately. So expect him to be featured, probably on the bench considering his overall, but never doubt it, he could go into the team. And then obviously a potential Monaco player too, in either Martins as shown on screen, could also be Volland, he got 2 goals, or Ben Yedder, with all 3 of these players obviously getting 2 contributions, be it a goal and an assist, a penalty goal and an assist, or 2 goals. You know, one of these Monaco players is going to get in after they're just running riots in the Liga 1. And now ultimately onto the attackers, probably the more exciting part for this week, in a quadruple, as you can see, Benzema of Real Madrid, as well as Morata, a Real Madrid reject, also a bit of a Atletico, Chelsea and even Juve reject as well, but he's back at Juventus and actually playing quite well. The week before he's got a hat-trick of offside goals, which is kind of unfortunate, but they do have VAR, so they were correct decisions as far as I'm aware. But of course he did actually play really well today, despite Ronaldo's 2 goals after returning from quarantine. Could get him in it. Obviously, it's quite impressive to not be playing for a few weeks and then just come back and score 2 goals. But it's Ronaldo. You know, it's almost expected. That sort of caliber of player, they fall victim to their own success, their own standards, in a sense. But João Felix next to him for his man-at-match performance in the La Liga with his 2 goals, and then finally Hakim Ziyech for his Premier League debut goal and an assist as well to top it off. For his first start in the Prem, I'd say it's pretty decent, and it helps with him having a once-to-watch card in FIFA. Of course, if they are keen on upgrading that, he will obviously get the nudge in the team, and he should just about round off the squad for me this week. A pretty good side overall, I'd say. I've seen better team at weeks, but there's some pretty big names and some honourable mentions like, you know, Ronaldo, Semedo, Jota, again, who just seems to be missing out narrowly from these teams to upgrade his ones to watch, but he's playing quite well, I have to say, whether it be for Portugal or it be for Liverpool. I mean, either way, he's on pretty good form, so expect upgrades throughout the year. And then a couple others maybe that I haven't mentioned that do come into this team. Could make it a pretty solid week, I'd say, for anyone who's played champs on the weekend, especially with the rewards. But anyways, as I mentioned, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you did enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like rating as well, and stick around for the channel for more content like this. I really do appreciate all your support, and I will continue to upload on the channel. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Peace.